Welcome to Provo, Utah, on the campus of Timpview High School. Tonight we have Timpview and Cedar Valley for homecoming weekend. An interesting matchup we've got here.
Yeah, so Cedar Valley comes in 2-4 on the season, currently riding a 4-game losing streak, but those are the times when teams tend to be a little bit more desperate, so definitely something Timpview should keep an eye out. Timpview coming in 2-2 after playing some tough, stiffer competition early on in the non-con, and now looking to finish out conference play strong.
Yeah, that 2-2 record may be a little bit misleading. That first loss came to Lone Peak, 6A's looking like front runner for state championship, and then they went out to California to play Centennial, a tough opponent that also beat Lone Peak.
Exactly.
And then last week, or a couple weeks ago, last week they were on a bye, but a couple weeks ago they just blanked Springville. 45-0.
And then opened the season with a thrill over Skyridge.
So they're certainly much better than the record suggests. They're definitely a 5A state championship contender. Like you said, Cedar Valley, a little bit desperate, so they're not going to be afraid to pull any tricks they have out of the bag.
Exactly. Why not? I mean, at this point, what's better than spoiling your opponent's homecoming night on their home field? I mean, not much of a greater experience than that.
Exactly. These two are region foes. They know each other well. So we've got a great matchup tonight. If Cedar Valley can just keep things close, maybe heading into the fourth quarter, if they can force turnovers, they can definitely hang with this Timpview team. As we get set for kickoff, Cedar Valley in the silver helmets, all white uniform, and then Timpview pulling out a brand new alternate white helmet blackout uniform.
And they look clean. They look really good. So excited to see how they do tonight. If Cedar Valley's going to stand a chance, they have to slow down the game. Timpview, very fast-paced offense, really looking to shove it down your throat early on in the game.
As Cedar Valley kicks off and sends it out the back of the end zone, we'll get set 1st and 10 for Timpview.
And Timpview's offense being led out by Rasmussen, number 12, who, if you know much about this Timpview offense early on in the season, I mean, he's had his ups and his downs, but he's also had some brilliant moments, especially on that last second touchdown against Skyridge to Jalen Pula with about 6 seconds left to go in that game.
Yeah, Rasmussen, he's a dual threat quarterback. As you see him trot out with the offense, very hard to contain. If he's not throwing it well, he can run it well. If he's not running it well, he can certainly throw it. He's got an arm as he leads out the offense in shotgun formation. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Looking left, and he's got a man. That's Pula on the quick screen, and he's got enough for a first down.
And just like that, Timpview already moving the ball. You know, very first play, just a very quick screen pass to this wide receiver out to the left, gets the blocking done, or the wide receivers get the blocking done. Just very quick, very easy first down to get this started for Timpview.
That's Jaron Pula on the reception. It's good to see him back after he missed their last game. Bye week maybe helped him get healthy again. As we've got 1st and 10 at the 29. Snap, handoff, met in the backfield and dropped for a loss of 2. Cedar Valley all over that one.
Yeah, and what a great play by Cedar Valley here, especially when you're the underdog. The number one priority that you are going to need to do is control the line of scrimmage on both the offense and the defense. Defensively, just a great job by Cedar Valley's line to not only stand them up, but also tackle them for a loss here on that first play, or on that second play here.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Timpview offense. Rasmussen sends the running back out of the backfield, takes a snap, quick screen, got a man, running to the right, makes a couple moves, and ultimately down after a gain of 4.
And once again, just great tackling here by Cedar Valley. One thing that you never want to do, especially against an opponent such as Timpview, is you got to be sound in your tackling, because one broken tackle and they could be gone.
Exactly. They've got a ton of college-level athletes coming up for them. That was Zedekiah Ambroso on the reception, bringing up 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. As the offense looks to the sideline, making a change at the line of scrimmage is Rasmussen. Sending a man in motion. Taking the snap, looking left, throwing left. That's Ambroso again on the catch, and he makes a man miss, gets the first down. Another juke, and down the sideline he goes to the 35. 1st and 10, an explosive play early.
I mean, partner, we just mentioned it, missed tackles. One missed tackle, and just like that. They had him before the sticks. First broken tackle, he gets an additional 20 yards, just like that.
These athletes can make you miss in space. If you don't get that first tackle, they're going to get several extra yards.
Yeah, so definitely it's the coaching staff for Cedar Valley is going to have to drill it into their defense. They cannot miss the tackles. They cannot play around on the tackles. Be sound.
Rasmussen looking downfield on first down. Throwing it deep to the end zone. Catch made. It's an early touchdown.
What a catch.
35-yard strike from Rasmussen to guess who? Ambroso again.
And, I mean, the offensive line just had great blocking there. There was virtually no pressure on Rasmussen. He had all the time in the world to set his feet, made a beautiful, accurate pass into the end zone for Ambrosio. And just like that, with less than 3 minutes into the game, we already have a touchdown by Timpview.
So things going as planned early for the heavy favorite Timpview Thunderbirds. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is up, and it is good. It's 7-0 early for Timpview. First drive, they marched down 80 yards. Not much stopping them.
Defensively, I mean, it was what you would expect early on from Timpview. Very quick strikes, get the ball to their playmakers in open space. I mean, Ambrosio very early on in the wide receiver screen. Ambrosio down the field once again. I mean, it's textbook offense from Timpview. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers, let them make the defenders miss, or in this case, beat them deep, and just like that, they have a touchdown early on.
So 9:37 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 for Timpview on homecoming night here in Provo, Utah, at the base of the mountain.
And partner, here with Cedar Valley, one thing that they're going to have to do early on is establish that run. They have to control the tempo of this game, because if not, we just saw how quickly Timpview can score. Less than 2.5 minutes, they were already in the end zone. Cedar Valley needs to slow the game down, and you do that by establishing the run.
We kick it deep. Cedar Valley fields it at the 6, running out to the left. Making a couple miss, ultimately bottled up at the 21. They'll take over down 7.
And just great coverage there by the kickoff team for Timpview as well, too. All the defenders stayed in their lanes, didn't give the returner any open space. And just like that, we are ready for Cedar Valley's first offensive drive of the game.
It's like you said, they need to do whatever they can to keep Timpview's offense off the field. They can strike fast, control the time of possession tonight.
Yeah, so expect a heavy dose of the running back here early on in these drives, especially on first and second down.
So Cole Christensen takes the snap and throws a screen to the left. Going through a couple tackles and down after a short, medium gain on first down, about 5 yards.
And yeah, I mean, we're just seeing exactly what Timpview did. Cedar Valley's doing the exact same thing. Get the ball out of your quarterback's hands very quickly. Get it into the hands of your playmakers. Don't let that defensive line of Timpview establish themselves in the trenches and bully your offensive line. So great play there early on for Cedar Valley.
Christensen with an empty backfield. 2nd and 5, sending a man in motion. Running back joins him. And he'll fake the handoff, rolling to his right, throwing it, and nearly picked off. It was a low throw. If it was any higher, that's probably a pick going the other way for Timpview.
You're right, partner. And honestly, that was generated early on. One of the D linemen for Timpview broke right into the backfield just as soon as the ball was snapped, forcing Christensen out of the pocket, make him rolling to his right. And, I mean, that he threw the ball crossbody. Wasn't necessarily an easy throw to make. So right here we already have a third down for Cedar Valley, as they have to stay on the field, control that tempo.
That was Dastrup, the intended receiver, last time out. As Christensen sending multiple receivers across in motion. Takes the snap, handoff, up the gut, and he gets right near the line. They're going to mark him half a yard short.
That's Aiden Laws, the running back for Cedar Valley there. He does appear just to be a little short there, but those are the types of runs that Cedar Valley needs to have to be able to establish the run. Again, to control that line of scrimmage, slow down Timpview's ferocious pass rush, and just maintain that time of possession as well.
So on 4th and half a yard, the offense stays out on their own side of the field early in the first quarter. Big decision. Ultimately, timeout made by Timpview. A little surprised by this 4th down decision early on.
You know, But that's the kind of mindset you have to have as an underdog. Coming into an opposing team's stadium, you're a heavy road underdog just in general. You're facing a team that most people aren't going to give you, the slimmest chance against. So I personally like the aggressive mindset of Cedar Valley, especially because most of their yards came on very quick plays. The one play that they had that was a little negative was the incomplete pass, but they had a nice run up the gut. They had a quick wide receiver screen out. I would say they're going to stick in the shotgun here. Look for something out to one of their wide receivers. Again, give them the opportunity to make the play here because Timpview is going to be expecting something up the gut here. And so something quick out, another wide receiver screen to one of your receivers to let them make the play here.
So massive early fourth down play coming up. We'll see if Cedar Valley keeps the offense out there out of the timeout. Now that Timpview is expecting, they do send the offense out. It'll be Christensen in a very tight formation under center with Laws to his back.
And a QB sneak. I don't know if he got there.
The referees look like they might be giving it to him. They do. It's a first down for Cedar Valley. Massive play.
That takes some cojones, partner. I mean, that's a great play call there. Great push by the offensive line. If you know anything about quarterback sneaks, it's just a big scrum in there. So great job by Cedar Valley's offensive line to give them just enough to get that first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 32 for Cedar Valley. Christensen takes a snap, looking, delay handoff out to the right, and he's met after about 4 yards. Solid first down play, staying ahead of the sticks.
Exactly. No negative plays. You have to keep the negative plays low against a Timpview team like this that is going to know how to take advantage of your mistakes. So, those 5-yard runs, they may not seem like a lot, but again, it's about time of possession for Cedar Valley and keeping that Timpview offense off the field.
Sending Laws out of the backfield is Christensen. Calling for the snap. Doesn't get him on a hard count. Quick screen out to the left, caught, but ultimately met at the line of scrimmage. Timpview played that perfectly.
Those cornerbacks knew exactly what was coming. Great job maintaining their assignments, not getting lost in the scrum over there. Just a great play by the defender to wrap up, bring him down. Minimal to no gain there for the defense. Now we have another 3rd and long here for Cedar Valley. Look for them to, look for Timpview to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback here.
So they did give him about 1.5 yards, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and 4. Last time at 3rd and 5, they ran the ball up the middle. We'll see if they try to go on a quick slant maybe, or if they stick with the running game.
Yeah, I'd expect something very quick here.
So fake handoff, throw behind the man, behind that slant. That's number 4, McClellan, the intended receiver, and that'll ultimately bring up 4th down. This time the punt unit will come out. Little too long for them to be thinking of going for it again.
And what a hit by number 90 for Timpview, Sam Hepworth. He broke right through the middle of the line of scrimmage, hit Christensen as he was releasing that ball, obviously affecting the pass as well.
So on 4th down, Cedar Valley is set to punt it away. A rugby-style punt, line drive, bouncing and fielded at the 21, running out to the left, room to run, 45-50, 45-40, one man to beat, he's gone!
And just like that, Timpview into the end zone, just like that, once again. We've seen how explosive this Timpview offense, and in this case, special teams can be. All it took was a couple of blocks, a couple of return men out of position, and he was gone.
That's Dennis Tuaane, the freshman, on the return.
That kid was explosive there, but also you have to give credit to the blocking. Great blocking, especially over here on the sideline, as they just gave him the perfect lane. He made 1 or 2 guys miss on his own, broke a single tackle as well. And just like that, partner, we have a 2-touchdown lead for Timpview.
PAT is up, and it is good. So with 6:03, we have a 14-0 game. We'll be back with more after this.
In style, in a great fitting suit from Mr. Mac. We feature quality designer brands like Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren, and Talia. with styles to suit every man and every occasion. We ensure a perfect fit, offering fast, free alterations by expert tailors at all 9 Mr. Mac stores. Arrive in style with Mr. Mac, serving Utah for over 50 years.
So welcome back to Provo, Utah. Timpview up 14-0 early on, midway through the first quarter. On homecoming night. So Cedar Valley's offense will see the field much quicker than they expected after that last punt return for a touchdown for Timpview.
Yeah, partner. And I mean, we talked about how explosive the offense is. We didn't neglect the special teams, but we just saw just how potent that special teams can be as well, too. Just another thing for Cedar Valley to have to keep their eye on.
And that's the second punt return for a touchdown in as many weeks for Timpview. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
But last game they played Springville. Their second touchdown in that game was a punt return for a touchdown.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's just another thing that Timpview is just so good at, is getting every single phase of the ball involved. As Cedar Valley's offense comes back out here, they have to maintain possession, because we just see just giving them the opportunity to ball Timpview, they're going to take advantage.
So Christensen and Laws in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 20. Handoff to Laws, running to the right, met in the backfield. He'll be stuffed at the line.
That was number 9, Takasini for Timpview there, and I mean, he is a current BYU. He's a current BYU commit, and I mean, you could see why. He was very quick into the backfield, sniffed out that play, got through the line, tackled him for a loss, or I guess no gain in this case, and just like that, 2nd and long for Cedar Valley.
So already behind the chains. Christensen looks to the sideline, barking orders to his O-line. Takes a snap, handoff, no. Pulls it and gets him on the quick slant. That'll be a 10-yard gain. 1st down out to the 30.
That right there was great, just great awareness by the quarterback, Christensen. He did a beautiful job of not only selling the handoff there, I mean, it was on an RPO, but he saw the wide receiver come open at the very last second, hit him in stride, got him for the 1st down as well. Great job to get out of the shadow of your own end zone and give yourself a little bit more breathing space.
So smart play by Christensen, recognizing Timpview was sold on the run as we're set for 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Sending men in motion. Quick fake screen, delayed handoff, and Laws is met in the backfield for a -5.
And once again, Timpview's defensive line they are controlling the line of scrimmage early against Cedar Valley and affecting that run game. Cedar Valley is trying to establish the run game, but Timpview's defensive line has been up to the task. Tackles for loss, no gains, short gains, and that is putting Cedar Valley into these long situations where they are forced to pass.
And that defensive line is doing enough to make it so that all these fakes are taking too much time. The quarterback doesn't have enough time to really get set and throw the ball properly. The O-line needs to improve for Cedar Valley early, as we have 2nd and 15. Christensen looking downfield, scrambling out to his right, sets and throws over the middle, behind his intended receiver, and it is dropped. And that's number 4, who's down with an injury.
I mean, that was a big hit by the Timpview defender there as well. I mean, all things considered, Christensen on the run there, being chased by a couple of D linemen. It was a decent throw. Unfortunately, number 4, that was Jace McClellan, who is down on the turf here. We obviously hope for the best for them.
So as McClellan is being tended to, we'll go to break and be back with more. 3:54 to go in the first quarter, 14-0 for Timpview. So McClellan walks off under his own power. Always a good sign for Cedar Valley as they face a third and very long, 3rd and 15. Obvious passing situation.
Yeah, and we've already seen the effect that Timpview's defensive line has had on this game. So we're going to see them pin their ears back and go after Christensen.
Empty backfield. Christensen takes a snap, quick throw to the left. Got a man and stuffed at the original line. It'll be 4th and 10.
I mean,
so 5-yard gain.
Defense is just looking like a bunch of heat-seeking missiles right now. They are all flocking to the ball. They are not missing their tackles, staying on their assignments, and they are forcing Cedar Valley into these positions that they do not want to be in. 3rd and long, 2nd and longs, tackles for loss. They are putting Cedar Valley in uncomfortable positions as the special teams come out on the field once again.
Very assignment-sound football from Timpview as Cedar Valley is set to punt it away. This one more of a high, still line drive kick, fielded at the 23. Running out to the left, making men miss, flags fly. We're going to get a block in the back as it's cut back at the 50 and ultimately down at the 45. Another good return from Dennis Tuane.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, partner, there is some laundry on the field. Look for a block in the back here on Timpview, forcing them back from the spot of the foul. We are going to see this potent Timpview offense on the field once again. And their one drive that they had took them 3-4 plays to get into the end zone. So look for something quick like that again for Timpview to continue to put Cedar Valley on their heels.
The penalty was on Timpview. And it's a spot foul, like you said. So they'll be back down at the 25 is where they'll start. They've got 75 yards to go to the end zone. Cedar Valley needs to make this one a little tougher than they did last time out.
For sure, and whether that means switching up the coverage that you're in, whether you play a little bit more zone, send a little bit more pressure, you have to put pressure on Rasmussen to affect the play. Because without that, he's going to have all day to sit back like we saw in this touchdown.
Rasmussen takes a snap. Cedar Valley sends a 3-man rush as they screen out to the right. Running back, plenty of room, making men miss out to the 45. Just green grass in front of him, good blocking.
I mean, just great. Another great play call by Timpview's offensive coordinator, head coach. I mean, that was Gregory on the catch here, and he had nothing but green grass. Those wide receivers maintained their blocks very well without holding, because that is such a big thing when it comes to wide receivers blocking. They did a good job of holding their blocks as well as giving Gregory enough space to go and get that large gain.
So 1st and 10 from the 46. 3 minutes to go in the first. Timpview with the ball and the 14-point lead. As Rasmussen in the backfield, sending a man in motion. That's Pula. As he sends it out to Pula on the screen, dropped it. Play not blown dead. They'll rule it a fumble. Pula picks it back up, and he's out at the 50.
I mean, that was just one of those, I don't want to say lucky bounces, but that is definitely one of those plays that it's going to make you hold your heart regardless of whoever it is. And so, I mean, partner, that looked like a backwards pass to me, but the refs didn't blow it dead, and so we are getting a 2nd and 5 upcoming here for Timpview.
So a fortunate bounce on what was a fumble, maybe a little confusion between players. Not everybody immediately went to the ball. Good awareness by Pula to pick it back up. As flags fly before the play, it'll be a false start.
False start on the offense. And that, I mean, that's the first flag we've seen on either offense tonight. A little bit of a break for Cedar Valley, considering that the previous play they had less of a break with the bounce there. So, but this is Timpview's offense. Look for something quick out to one of the receivers. They've thrown screens to both sides already, whether it was to Gregory or to Pula. Look for them to do something quick again, get the ball into the hands of their playmakers.
So brings up 2nd and 11 from the 45. Rasmussen calling for the snap. Immediately turns and hands it off to Anston, who's got plenty of room up the middle. More than enough for the first down. That's about a 13-yard gain for Anston.
I mean, partner, I don't think he was touched by an opposing defender until he had about at least 8 yards down the field. The size, the hole that Timpview's offensive line created there, I could have probably driven my car through there.
I mean, there was plenty of space.
And once again, back quickly to the line of scrimmage is Timpview.
1st and 10 from the 47. Quick screen out to the right to Jaron Pula. Breaks a tackle up to the 27-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Another easy first down play.
And Cedar Valley has had zero answers for these wide receiver screens that they are throwing, whether it's just the athleticism that either Pula or Gregory is bringing to the table for Timpview. Cedar Valley's defenders just are in a head spin every single time they throw a screen, whether, again, to the right or to the left there.
So they marked him out. He stepped out before originally getting that first down at the 36 after some discussion. It'll be 2nd and 4. Handoff up the middle. That's Chavis Gregory on the carry. He's got more than enough for the first down, about a 7-yard gain.
And once again, partner, he did not get touched until right around the first down marker. That offensive line is creating so much space for the running backs to just run right through, get these large gains before they even get any contact from any of the defenders.
So that line of scrimmage has been owned early by Timpview on just about every play.
On both sides of the field, whether it's the D-line or the offensive line, Timpview's lines have been an absolute unit in the first quarter.
So Rasmussen in the backfield where he's comfortably sat all night long, awaiting the snap on 1st and 10. Looking downfield, sending it out to the right. Jaron Pula wide open at the sideline, 15-yard line.
But there is a flag.
It's a catch, but the flag is around the line of scrimmage where you expect a holding call.
And partner, you are right. It is holding on Timpview, pushing them back here and negating that long play by Timpview.
So that'll bring up a 1st and very long, a break for the Cedar Valley defense that has been reeling early.
Just from the very first play offensively, Timpview has been taking this defense to the schoolyard. Whether it's passing or running, that offensive line has held up very well. That's the first mistake that offensive line has made all night.
Cedar Valley has been rushing 3 most of the time, and the result has been plenty of time in the pocket and a lot of running lanes.
Exactly. They're just not putting any pressure on Rasmussen.
Pula in motion, handoff, faked. Rasmussen on the keeper. He'll get about 15 yards before he's gang tackled by the Cedar Valley defense.
I mean, once again, the great fake by Rasmussen there, but also just he was not touched for about 10 yards after he got past the line of scrimmage. Right now, Cedar Valley's defense is just out of sorts, whether it's just trying to tackle or just locate the ball. They are being pushed back by this offensive line, and this running game is gashing them on this drive specifically.
And look at the size of that offensive line. That's not helping Cedar Valley, just a bigger offensive line.
I don't know if Cedar Valley should bring in more defensive linemen, but they do need to put someone else in that could help them stop those runs.
Gregory in the backfield with Rasmussen. As Rasmussen looks downfield, patiently waiting all day, finds Jaron Pula over the middle, down to the 5-yard line.
I mean, and partner, he fit that pass into a very tight window. Pula was double covered there with safety help over the top, corner right in his grill, still made the catch. Great first down, great throw by Rasmussen as well.
And Rasmussen had about 4 or 5 seconds to just sit there before making a decision. There's no way the DBs can cover that much time with this many athletes as a timeout is taken.
End of the quarter, actually.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, you're fine. No worries. But, I mean, this might be the best thing that happened to Cedar Valley in this first quarter. The end of the quarter gives them time to regroup and look to see what they can do to stop the run, stop the pass. They have to put more pressure on that quarterback.
So Timpview knocking on the door of a 3-touchdown lead. 1st and goal when we come back. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5. from a Timpview offense that has had no problems moving the ball all night. Rasmussen in shotgun with Gregory to his left, dumps it off to Gregory, who is met at the 6, perfectly read. Assignment sound defense from Cedar Valley.
And that is the kind of tackling that Cedar Valley needs to continue throughout the rest of this quarter and the rest of the game. They've already missed a few tackles that have led to scores for Timpview. So, gain tackling, sound tackling, keep them to short to no gains, force them to beat you up the gut, which they have been doing. However, they went outside there, they were there.
So that brings up 2nd and goal from the 7, a loss of 2 on the screen pass.
And partner, we can already tell they've made a change up front, Cedar Valley, as they've brought in more defensive linemen. They have, looks like 2 linemen and then 2 edge rushers, and they are rushing more than that.
As Gregory runs hard out to the left, but only a gain of 3. Call that a win from a defense that has been struggling to stop them on these short gains.
Exactly. They adjusted at the quarter, brought in more defensive linemen, more linebackers, forcing, the running backs to beat them. And at this point, third and goal, Timpview's held out. Look for something quick up the gut here, or look for an RPO very similar to what they did earlier.
So big moment for this defense, down 14 points. Rasmussen with Gregory to his right hip. Handoff, fumbled the ball. Rasmussen tried to pull it, ultimately fell back on it, but tried to pull it on that handoff, and they just had an exchange.
Communication, and that is what I would call a lucky bounce there for Rasmussen, because whenever you fumble the ball in the backfield, you never know where that ball is going to bounce. Great stop on 3rd and goal there for Cedar Valley, although it does look like Timpview is going to go for it on 4th down here.
So a chance to escape for Cedar Valley if they can hold Timpview out of the end zone. 4th and goal from the 5. Rasmussen rolling to his right, firing to the back of the end zone.
Nearly intercepted.
Jaron Pula was in the back all by himself. That throw was a little low.
Tipped by the linebacker, but great stand by Cedar Valley's defense there. That is the type of stand that they needed to make against this Timpview offense. They have been on this field. That was a very long drive, started back close to Timpview's 20-yard line, all the way down into the red zone, but they made a great stand. Now they give Cedar Valley's offense a chance to come back and, give their defense a breather, but also to get some points on the board here in the second quarter.
So what could be a big turning moment if Cedar Valley can capitalize on the momentum of that last defensive stand.
Exactly.
But a long 95-yard field in front of this offense as Christensen takes a snap and hands it off quickly out to the left on the running back counter.
And once again, we see on that play that Timpview's defense continues, the defensive line specifically, continues to own the line of scrimmage, not giving much space for Cedar Valley's running backs to make very much gains.
That's Aiden Laws, the sophomore athlete. He's listed in 3 positions: wide receiver, running back, and quarterback.
I mean, at that point, you've got to do a little bit of everything in high school.
2nd and 9. Christensen quickly fires out to his right, tackled quickly after a short gain.
And once again, partner, we see the defense of Timpview just staying on their assignments. They are not leaving their men. They are forcing. One thing I've noticed with this Timpview defense, they are trying to force Cedar Valley to beat them deep, because right now they are pressing up very high on those receivers, and they are owning the line of scrimmage thus far.
So a couple of quick plays brings up 3rd and 5. Maybe those short plays give them just a little bit of room between them and their own end zone. As men go in motion, Christensen looks and fires out left too high on the screen. It'll be a quick 3 and out.
And that is not at all what Cedar Valley wanted. Obviously not going to go for it on 4th down here. You are just too close to your end zone. But now your punter is going to have to work with a short field as well, too, to punt from the back of the end zone. They have to keep him protected because they do not want to miscue here and give Timpview any kind of score or any kind of momentum here.
Last 2 punts have been line drives. This last one, he did get up a little bit more, which gave that team a little bit more time to get down as they're running a fake. And he's run out of bounds. We'll see if they give it to him.
I don't know, partner. It looks like he's short.
He is.
It is short.
He was run out of bounds on a fake from near your own end zone. Johnny Linehan can relate to that.
That is a risky play, as we can tell there. And honestly, not a fan of the call. We've seen, maybe if it was shorter, that was a 4th and 7, 4th and 8. Like, that's a long third down to try to run a fake punt on. Unfortunately, you didn't get it, and now you're giving Timpview the ball inside the 10-yard line once again.
So 1st and goal is where they start. Rasmussen in the backfield. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10. Handoff up the middle and met at the line, struggling forward for a couple.
And, you know, we have seen Timpview struggle to run the ball a little bit as they got deeper into the red zone. They have brought a little bit more beef on the defensive line there for Cedar Valley. And that was number 11, Soakai Anston on the run there.
Senior running back has a few touchdowns on the year. Has had a couple big games throughout the year. Yet to really get going, as they've been switching between him and Chavis Gregory in the backfield. But it is a handoff to Anston, pulled by Rasmussen, who ultimately takes it up the middle for a keeper, another short 3-yard gain.
And once then, I mean, we see the adjustments that Cedar Valley is making, bringing in the extra defensive linemen, clogging up the middle there, and these runs are getting a lot shorter in the red zone for Timpview, as you would expect from a defense that is adjusting there. So 3rd down upcoming here for Rasmussen. And Rasmussen and Timpview's offense. Once again, look for them potential play action, potential play fake, as they've been running very heavily here in the 2nd quarter.
Anston subbed out by Gregory. Pistol formation on 3rd and goal for Timpview. Rasmussen, handoff to Gregory. Up to the left and into the end zone, running over tackles.
I mean, what an absolute play by Gregory there. Got hit very close to the line of scrimmage early on, managed to keep his balance without going down and then making it into the end zone. He broke at least one tackle there, dragged a couple of other defenders into the end zone. Great effort play by Gregory, great play by Timpview to take that 20-0 lead.
So a 3-touchdown lead with 7:20 to go in the 2nd quarter. Timpview in firm command of this game.
And that is just the type of control that Timpview's offensive line has really maintained over the Cedar Valley defensive line.
The PAT is up and good after what was initially maybe a low snap. Great job by the holder to get that down. As we make it 21-0 with 7:20 to go after this.
In style, in a great fitting suit from Mr. Mac. We feature quality, designer brands like Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren, and Talia, with styles to suit every man and every occasion. We ensure a perfect fit, offering fast, free alterations by expert tailors at all 9 Mr. Mac stores. Arrive in style with Mr. Mac, serving Utah for over 50 years.
Welcome back as we get set for kickoff. Last time out, Cedar Valley faked a punt from their own 5-yard line, and it cost them 7 points as Timpview punched it in after about 3 plays.
I mean, it makes it very difficult on your defense when they are starting to defend a drive inside their own 10-yard line.
Cedar Valley will field this about the 9-yard line, running it up to the left, making men miss, and dropped at the 25.
Big hit there, big collision.
That's Luke Ballard on the return, the junior.
I mean, partner, if we want to go back and watch this touchdown run here by Timpview, just watch how number 22 Gregory is able to keep his balance after the initial hit and then drag a couple of defenders into the end zone.
And a great job by the offensive line initially.
Exactly. Just give him the chance, and just like that, Timpview gets into the end zone.
So Christensen and company come out down 21. They need a big play here. Get some momentum going before half. Empty backfield, looking to his right, dumped off quickly for a 4 or 5-yard gain. That's Jace McClellan, who's back from injury.
Good to see him back on the field there, partner. And we've already noticed a shift in philosophy here for Cedar Valley. They went empty straight out of the gates here. I mean, they are already playing catch-up on this Timpview team. Not where you want to be, especially only halfway through the 2nd quarter. You know, they're going to be in a lot of shotgun formations going on from the rest of the game here.
Plenty of motion. as Christensen fires out, and one-hand pick! Oh my goodness! Running it back, it's a pick six!
What an interception.
What did we just see?
That was number 13, Latoa Lessa for Timpview. I mean, he was not fooled at all by any of the motion. One-handed interception there by the defense.
Sports Center top 10. I don't care if it's high school football. What a play!
That is just an absolute beautiful play. Not only the control to just catch the ball, but maintain his balance and take it home for 6.
So a PAT pending. Everything going Timpview's way. Wheels falling off for Cedar Valley.
And just like that, they are down 27, potentially 28 here with the PAT. And you see what playing catch-up does to you as an offense. It takes you out of your rhythm, takes you out of your motion. You can't run as much. You have to play catch-up. And there, unfortunately, just a tough play by Cedar Valley's quarterback, Christensen.
Let's take another look.
Yeah, just a great interception here by Lessa, as he not only read the quarterback's eyes, but was able to maintain his balance and take that home for 6.
So Cedar Valley's made adjustments to kind of go away from the run. They're just doing quick hits, and Timpview kind of got fed up with it. They've read it. It's happened too many times.
Exactly. I mean, you look at Timpview's defense, the way they're lining up. Their deepest man is maybe 15 yards off of the line of scrimmage. Their corners are pressing up. Their linebackers are up. They know they are the more physical team right now, and they are showing Cedar Valley, you cannot compete with us right now. And Cedar Valley, to this point, has had no response.
That pressure's making it difficult for them to have a play that's set up. A deep shot, quick route's not there. Everything that Timpview's doing, assignment sound football, great game plan from this defensive coordinator.
Exactly. And, you know, Cedar Valley's going to have to find an answer very soon, or this game is going to get out of hand.
So kickoff going through the end zone. In high school football, you cannot return. If the ball is in the end zone, you can't return it. It has to be kicked short of the end zone.
Yep.
So that'll just be a
touchback.
Touchback out to the 20. Cedar Valley needs something.
They need some form of life. They need their playmakers to step up here to, you know, give not only their defense a little bit of a break, but also show some signs of offense here.
You got to wonder what kind of adjustments you make on the fly here.
And it can be really tough to make adjustments, especially in the middle of a quarter, not during a timeout, not during halftime where you have a little time to analyze. You have to make these adjustments on the fly. Let's see what Cedar Valley does here as they line up once again on offense.
Something we missed. Timpview did miss that last extra point, so it remains 27 as Christensen fakes the quick throw and ultimately dumps it off into the dirt. Flags fly.
Looked to be trying to set up a screen there to his running back, but the pressure just got to the quarterback too quickly for him to make an accurate throw. We'll wait to hear what the flag is. And add insult to injury here for Cedar Valley as they get a hands to the face penalty to push them back even deeper into their own territory.
So the wheels have fully fallen off. You've got to build the wagon while you go.
At this point, I mean, you're using whatever you can as a wheel. Whether it's wood, rock, I mean, you got to find something to get your offense going. At this point, it's valid to ask, do they even have a wagon at this point?
Down 27-0 in the second quarter. 1st and 20. Empty backfield. Quarterback draw out to the left. Good gain of 7 before he's hit at a full sprint and brought down.
That right there is the type of plays that you need. You just need to give yourself a little breathing room. You were lined up right up against your own end zone. That quarterback draw, not something that the quarterback has done a lot of tonight. You can show that he is a threat with his legs as well. Christensen did a good job getting the yardage necessary, making this a 2nd and 11, it looks like, and giving his offense a little bit more breathing space as well.
Something that maybe can calm down what seems to be a rattled quarterback who just hasn't had enough time given to him by that offensive line. The defensive line, look at them. They're clearly the biggest defensive line they've seen.
Exactly.
Rolling to the right is Christensen. Setting and dumping it off and picked off!
Once again. I mean,
still struggling, unable to bring him down. ultimately, both teams settle at the 27.
I mean, there's not much else that you could say here. We've already said that the wheels have fallen off the wagon. That was number 28, Duncan Strong, on the interception for Timpview. Again, not necessarily an accurate throw by Christensen there, but he was on the run. The pressure was hot on his tail. He had to make a difficult throw on the run, and unfortunately it was picked off. Great play by Timpview, though, and they are putting their offense in position to score once again.
Christensen punished by throwing just a little behind his receiver there, as another short field set up.
You know, if you got every single stat except for the actual box score here, you would not think that they were dominating Timpview the way that they are. And we'll get to that in a second here as they line up for offense.
Referees coming to converse about something. Flag flew for the play. Long discussion here, more than maybe a simple false start. Not sure what's going on there.
I mean, partner, though, if you look at these last two drives where the offense for Timpview has started, they started at the 10-yard line on the last one on a failed fake punt. And now this interception, and that doesn't even include the pick six. So these last three drives, they started at the 10-yard line. They got a pick six, and now they're starting inside the 30-yard line of Cedar Valley.
And a punt return for a touchdown in the first quarter.
And a punt return for a touchdown.
Referees ultimately decide to wave off the flag as we get set for 1st and 10 from the 27. Perfect conditions here in Provo for Timpview. As Rasmussen looks to his right and fires over the middle. It's caught. Plenty of room out to the left. Touchdown. One play, 27 yards. Zedekiah Ambroso on his second receiving touchdown of the night.
I mean, he just put defenders on skates there. He was weaving in and out. It was 5 o'clock traffic in the afternoon there. Ambrosio did not care. He was weaving in and out of that traffic, breaking arm tackles, making his way into the end zone there, and there was no stopping him as that speed and that effort got him into the end zone, putting him up now 33-0 here in the second quarter.
So everything you can imagine going Timpview's way has gone their way. They've got a special teams, a defensive touchdown, and now 3 offensive touchdowns as the kick is up, and this time it is good.
And partner, the only drive that Timpview has had to drive the full length of the field was the very first drive of the game. They did not. Their 2 other offensive drives were a total of 40 yards. And then they had the pick six and the punt return for a touchdown. They've only had 1 offensive drive go longer than 30 yards, and they still got a touchdown out of it.
So Cedar Valley has offered almost no resistance to this homecoming blackout night.
I mean, it has been as a horrific first half for Cedar Valley as you could imagine. I don't know if you could write a worse script.
So this homecoming crowd, very happy here on the west stands at Thunderbird Stadium at the base of the mountain in Provo, Utah. Set to kick it away for the 5th time in the first half is Timpview. This one will be fielded at the 2. That's Laws on the return, out to the right, to the 25, 30-yard line before he's tracked down.
And partner, let's go back to that interception that set up that last drive here for Timpview. I mean, great play by the defender to just be more physical and just out-physical that wide receiver to maintain possession of the ball. And then we go back to the touchdown that put Timpview, once again, up 33 points as Ambrosio just outran the rest of the defense into the end zone.
Big night for him. He's got a 27-yard reception and a 35-yard reception, both for touchdowns.
Can't ask for much better.
So Cedar Valley sending plenty of people in motion. Handoff up the middle for a solid 3-yard gain.
And that was number 8 on the carry, Aiden Laws once again. At this point, Cedar Valley has to try to run the clock, but while also trying to keep some offensive pressure on that Timpview defense. They have been unable to do so thus far. Just if you're the coach on the sideline, you have to let your offense know you got to keep the defense off the field. I mean, they're exhausted. They've been on the field too much already, but also you got to find some rhythm here.
So needing to get something going, 4:38 left in the second quarter. It's 33-0. As another handoff up the middle for Laws goes for 1. Excuse me, that's 34-0.
And once again, we see that Timpview's defensive line is just holding their ground against that Cedar Valley offensive line. That offensive line has not been able to get much of a push tonight. They've had a couple of, 3, 4, 5-yard gains. Their longest run, I believe, was the 9-yard quarterback draw. That offensive line has been struggling against the size of that defensive line of Timpview, but also the physicality just has not been met by Cedar Valley.
So 3rd and long. 3rd and 7 from the 34-yard line.
And just look how pressed up everybody is here.
Quick throw to the right. Ultimately dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
I mean, you just see how pressed up everybody was on that defense. The deep safety was 12 yards off of the line of scrimmage. Timpview has no concerns of Cedar Valley going over the top of them because they just don't have the time, or they're just not able to get anything going here. Those wide receivers cannot get separation. The offensive line cannot hold their blocks, and right now Christensen is out there running for his life.
And you've got to think there's got to be some kind of play calling adjustment because every single play tonight has been a quick, short throw or a handoff. There's not only does Timpview not fear maybe the ability, but it's probably just that it hasn't been tried. Cedar Valley's probably got the ability if they just try a deep shot, but not one deep shot has been taken.
No, they're going to have to bring in more, whether it's more tight ends for protection. They need somebody who can help them, whether it's chipping the edge rushers as well. They need that offensive line to, hold their ground and at least give Cedar Valley's quarterback a little time to, set his feet, maybe try something down the field.
So down 34-0, 4th down. A timeout was taken before this punt comes out by Cedar Valley. With 3:03 to go, the punt team comes out. So they've had 3 punt opportunities so far. First one was a line drive that, it just didn't. It doesn't allow the special teams to get downfield to cover that punt, and Timpview took advantage. Exactly. They had plenty of space when he caught the ball. The second one, he got up more, allowed for that coverage to get down, tackle was made, and the third one was a fake.
Exactly. So let's hope that this punt is better for Cedar Valley. Give their defense a little bit more breathing space as well.
Bad snap, picked up by the punter, and shaked. Fielded at the 48-yard. It bounced off 2 or 3 players before it was fielded.
I mean, there's not much else that we can say about these punts. I mean, Cedar Valley in every single facet of the game is struggling right now. I mean, that fumbled snap led to just a poor punt that maybe netted them 12 yards at the best right now. And once again, giving Timpview another starting field position inside of Cedar Valley's side of the field. Looks like the ball is going to be right around the 43-yard line. And, I mean, that is just going to be another tough position to put Cedar Valley's defense in.
Referees conversing with coaches. Maybe there was a flag on the play. It looked like he went out of bounds at the 47. Ultimately, it is marked at the 47. 1st and 10 for Timpview. 3rd straight offensive series set up in Cedar Valley territory.
I mean, you got to feel for that defense. Let's hope they can make another stand here, at least slow down this potent Timpview offense.
Rasmussen takes the snap, looking downfield. Looking and firing deep to Jaron Pula, overthrew him. Took a shot for the end zone on 1st and 10.
I mean, if you just look at the time that Rasmussen had once again, there was no defender with at least 7 or 8 yards of him. He had all day to sit there in the pocket and, set his feet. Unfortunately, just overthrew his receiver just a little bit. But look for them to continue to take those shots, especially here as the second quarter is winding down.
So 2:48 to go. Timpview in no hurry as they're spotted 2nd and 10 from the Cedar Valley 47. Man in motion. And flags fly. Looks like we're going to get a false start. That'll back them up 5 into their own territory for the first time in what seems like over a quarter.
I mean, you wouldn't think that being pushed back into, or pushing your opponent back into their own territory would be the plus of the night, but I mean, unfortunately, this defense hasn't had much to celebrate tonight apart from their one red zone stand. Hopefully, this flag will give them a little bit more breathing space, give them, play a little bit more aggressively. You have to put pressure on Rasmussen or he's going to sit back there all day and just pick your defense apart.
Having a nearly perfect night. There's not many throws that I can think of that he's missed on aside from that deep shot a play ago. Takes a snap, looking to his right, and man wide open. Over the middle, out to the 35. First down, 17-yard gain.
And that was number 26, Braxton Wilkerson. I mean, once again, though, Rasmussen sitting in that pocket, no pressure for days, just had plenty of time, set his feet, drive that ball into receiver, but also give his receiver space to run after the catch.
It's 1st and 10 as Rasmussen looks and settles, running out to his left and fires and dropped. Wide open.
I mean, great pocket work by Rasmussen tonight. That was about the first sign of pressure that he's arguably had all night. Did great job getting out of the pocket, setting his feet, and giving his receiver a chance to make the play there. Unfortunately, just unable to come down with the ball.
That's Ogata on the drop. But bringing it back to Braxton Wilkerson, a couple weeks ago had a big night. He had the defensive touchdown. He recovered a fumble. Everything went his way. He plays both ways, a talented athlete. As Rasmussen rolls out to his right on 2nd and 10, throwing it quickly to Jaron Pula, who makes the catch, run out of bounds for a first down gain out to the 29.
And right now, Timpview's offense, they are the more physical offense. They are the more, they're going faster. They're not giving Cedar Valley much grace or even just any break here. Their defense has been on the heels from the very first drive of the game. And once again, they are nearing the red zone. Almost, there's still plenty of time for them to get another score here.
So Timpview moving the ball at will on offense and defense as they send a man in motion. Rasmussen, quick screen to Jaron Pula, who gets up for about 8 yards before he's run out at the 21-yard line.
And once again, very similar play to the last. Just, running another screen to Pula, putting the ball into the hands of your playmakers. Pula clearly won, arguably, but there is a flag on the field. So we are actually bringing this one back here. So a little bit of a break there for Cedar Valley, as rather than a 2nd and short, puts him back into a 1st and long.
So it was holding on that quick out to Jaron Pula. Rasmussen will set up the offense with trips out to the left, double wide out to the right. Empty backfield. 1st and 20 from the 34-yard line. Finds Pula out wide open, short, dump off that ultimately goes for 10.
I mean, and once again, that's 3 straight plays, including the play with the flag, that they are just pushing the ball to their playmaker, specifically Jaron Pula, and they are getting chunk plays. They're getting 10, 15, big chunk plays every single play here, and Cedar Valley's defense just has had no answer.
So it's 2nd and 10. Got that penalty yardage back. As Rasmussen finds Pula again short. Same play, seemingly. Same route at least.
Very similar once again, and that is 4 straight plays now that they have gone to Pula. They are putting the ball into his hands, and Cedar Valley has shown no ability to stop him at all. He continues to just punish those defensive backs because it's taking more than one at a time to tackle him. It's at least 2 men that have to bring him down every single time, and right now he is an offensive force.
Jaron Pula, the junior, a talented receiver. If you understand just how talented he is, you want to get the ball to him every time. He's talented enough that both he and his twin brother have offers from Alabama as they throw it to him again. Caught! He mossed him in the end zone.
What else can we say about that man? Jaron Pula, 5 straight plays to him, whether it was screen passes, outs, in this case a fade into the back of the end zone. Let's go back and look at this play after the play. We'll look at this after the PAT here. But how do you leave him on 1-on-1 coverage in the red zone after you go to him so many times straight? We could just call this the Jaron Pula drive because he essentially was the only person to get, apart from Braxton Wilkerson on one catch, that was the Jaron Pula drive.
Everything out to that right sideline, and why not? They left him open, and when he was covered, just embarrassed the defense.
Unable to stop that force of a man there.
PAT is up, and it crawls over.
Oh, no
but
good.
no good.
Looks to, I don't know if it just went off to the side or not, but as of right now, though,
the only thing that's gone wrong for Timpview is 2 missed extra points. Maybe that one got tipped at the line. It seemed to just not get up.
I mean, and let's go back to this touchdown play here by Pula. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, and you got to look here that Jaron Pula just not being double covered at all. How can you leave this man uncovered, or at least single covered for this whole play? It's just, it does not make sense to me. As we look here, just a quick fade route, single coverage as Jaron Pula mosses his defender, puts him up 40-0 here, you know, nearing the end of the second quarter.
And while we're talking about not double covering, it's a result of Ambroso earlier getting those 2 long receptions. They've got athletes everywhere, and you can't just focus on one.
Exactly, and I mean, it's tough. I mean, when you have to defend an offense like this. And one thing to note, too, they are missing one of their wide receivers tonight, Keelan Pula as well, the other twin brother of Jaron. He has not played at all tonight.
Yeah, an unusual sight, as 2 weeks ago it was Keenan Pula who played, Jaron was out, and now they just swap places.
And they're both, you know, they're both having great games, or at least Keenan did a couple of weeks ago, and now it's Jaron. I mean, in this first half, I wish we had his stats, but I mean, he has at least 7 or 8 catches, that touchdown now. He has been completely unstoppable here for this Timpview offense.
So everything going the way of the Thunderbirds on homecoming night in the new blackout uniforms. Cedar Valley set to take it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Christensen takes the snap. Fake handoff rolling out to his right. It'll be a keeper, and he's dropped at the line.
I mean, once again, that Timpview defensive line just absolutely imposing their will, giving the offensive line virtually no chance to just give their quarterback any room.
So Christensen just trying to get something going. Again, they're just going with these quick
plays, but as you can tell, that defense of Timpview is just crawling up a little bit more every single time. Their deepest man is only about 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, which is not very deep for any level of football.
The deepest it's been probably all night, though. 2nd and 10. Screen out to the left. It's caught, and he makes a couple men miss, but only gets out to the line of scrimmage. It would have been a loss for 3. Struggles up to the line.
Did a great job avoiding the first tackler there. His wide receivers were holding, but that Timpview defense has been on a mission all night. Their tackling has been on point. There has been virtually no yards after the catch or after contact for this Cedar Valley offense, and it shows. I mean, that whether it's a quick strike, a run, I mean, that Cedar Valley offense has just been suffocated all night by this Timpview defense.
Looking like they're just trying to escape the half. At down 40-0, the clock continues to roll down to 30 seconds. Play clock under 10. Down to 5 as men go in motion. 4 snap gets taken off, and it's a quick screen out to Laws, who gets about 6. Bringing up 4th and 3, they'll just walk it into the halftime locker rooms as the play clock reaches down to 10 seconds.
And partner, I mean, this halftime break might have come about 9 minutes too late for Cedar Valley. They have shown no signs of any resistance, whether offensively or defensively, against this Timpview team. And even on special teams, I mean, Timpview has thoroughly dominated every facet of this game. I will be interested to see what type of adjustments are made by Cedar Valley coming out of the half here. Hopefully they can do something to make this just, even slightly more of a competitive game.
So 40-0, the halftime score. Other news that maybe some of our audience members may be interested in. 6A football, big game going down tonight. Lone Peak and AF. Lone Peak leads 14-0, a team that Timpview took to the wire in week 2.
Yep, had a 4th and goal with a chance to take the lead in that game. And, I mean, the top dogs in these regions, whether it's Lone Peak, Timpview, Skyridge, Lehigh, I mean, always playing very tough games here. Excited to see how the rest of this season plays out for the Utah high schools.
So we'll go to half with that in mind. 40-0 our score here in Provo, Utah.
Got 3 seconds on the play clock. The ball is snapped in time. Ball free back off. And he caught it. He's still got room and he's still on his feet.
As Skyridge sets up for the kickoff with another short kick into the wind. Though this one is caught by the wind. Westlake does fumble the kickoff though, and it is recovered by Skyridge. What?
To see him back playing with the Jets. David Gaisford now drops back. Continuing his Aaron Rodgers impression as he's still up. What a play there.
Balzer in the shotgun, fakes the snap, quick slant to number 2. That is Jackson Lattimore, and he fumbles it! Wow, he got right, running back in the backfield as Balzer takes a snap, he's looking, gets brushed, and he fumbles the ball! And it is off, and Skyridge picks it up! That is number 17!
We'll switch this one. David Gaisford, the American Colts quarterback, takes his first step back. Looking deep, a little bit of a wobbly throw. That one's going to be picked up. That is Abe Jager running down the left side. He's still got room, still going. Only got a few men left to beat. He's going to walk his way into the end zone. That'll be a touchdown for the Lehigh Pioneers. Ball is down. Another pick. Gaisford takes a snap here, looking deep. Winds up. And picked up! Oh my, what a play! That's great tackle on 3rd down by number 10, Easy Mama. Picked off again! Oh my goodness, interception number 4. This time Abe Jager with his 2nd interception of the night.
Had to get it going.
And picked off again! Oh my goodness! Is he still on his feet? He could go all the way. Not really, but that was incredible.
By Selu, motion receiver, that is number 88. Davis finds, gets the edge, down to the 30, 25, finds a crease, jukes out a receiver, a defender breaks a tackle down to the 4-yard.
There's the snap. Eka has a big run, and he could go all the way. He's got 2 men chasing him down, but that's not going to be enough. That's going to be a touchdown, Pioneer.
Up the middle, look for Sweetline, going deep, looking deep. He has number 5, Boston Sorensen, with the catch in the end zone.
The time clock goes, but we have been experiencing major time to go get somebody from behind. Oh my! DJ Taki can take it to the house. DJ Taki! Touchdown, Pioneer!
I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see.
Last play of the game. Snap, Tanner. Back pedal. Sprint out to the right. Got time, loads up, launches it, goes for the end zone. The ball's in the air, it drops at the goal line. I think he caught it for a touchdown. He got it! He got it! He got it! Touchdown, Mick Matthews! The Cougars win it! The Cougars win it!
Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right? You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
Everybody missed him on a single throw. All 11 of us missed him. Barry Sanders was the absolute hardest out, period.
What a job, Barry. This is the best back.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. Not this game. Not tonight. Tonight, we skate with them. Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can.
Up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Second shot clock for Jimmer. You lost Coupettes from 3, right side. Jimmer again! This is ridiculous! 50-42, Jimmer Fredette with 29 and a half. 4, and with 3, and with 2. Jimmer from 40 feet! Got it! He got it! Oh!
Maybe the greatest half of basketball ever for a BYU player.
Don't give up, boy. Don't you quit. You keep walking. You keep trying. There is help and happiness ahead.
Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you! You're better than that!
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
In style, in a great fitting suit from Mr. Mac. We feature quality, designer brands like Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren, and Talia, with styles to suit every man and every occasion. We ensure a perfect fit, offering fast, free alterations by expert tailors at all 9 Mr. Mac stores. Arrive in style with Mr. Mac, serving Utah for over 50 years.
So welcome back. About a minute left in this halftime break. Timpview and Cedar Valley getting set to restart on a 40-0 game.
And I mean, partner, there's not much else we can say that the score isn't already telling us. For those of you, if you're just joining us during the halftime show here, Timpview dominated in every facet of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams. I mean, it was just a slaughter.
It's the second straight week that they've had a defensive touchdown, a special teams touchdown, and several other defensive turnovers that they've forced.
I mean, if you just look at the box score stats on the offense, it won't be too impressive unless you just look at the touchdowns. They've had 3 drives start inside of their opponent's 50-yard line, on their side of the field. I mean, there is not much else you can say about that except Cedar Valley's defense has been on their heels all night.
And something that we can say that is an improvement from the last blowout, although there's not much you can improve on a 45-0 game. Up 40-0 at halftime, big improvement even there. But early on in the season, Timpview struggled with penalties, and tonight has been a very disciplined game from all sides of the ball. A couple false starts, but mostly it's been very clean football, assignment sound.
Yeah, and I mean, just the discipline there can just be, I mean, you can see the growth in Timpview's team here as they prepare to, looks like they're about to kick off the ball here for the start of the half. But I mean, Timpview, again, they've been dominating this game from the very start. For those of you just joining us as well, they are going to start with a running clock here in the third quarter, and if the lead stays over 21 for the whole half, the clock will continue to run for the whole half.
So Timpview set to kick us off for the second half. They send it deep. It will be fielded at about the 2-yard line, but flags before the kickoff. Looks like they ran a little early.
A little false start here on Timpview.
So we just started talking about that discipline, and they kind of make us eat our words a bit there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm not quite sure just yet, but there's a good chance that Timpview is going to, early on in this half, start circling in a lot of their backups, get them that playing time as well. I don't expect to see too many of these starters on either side of the ball out on the field here for this half of football.
Up 40-0, you can afford to maybe make this a development half.
Exactly.
Set your future up. Get some of these youngsters some playing time.
Exactly. And just for context, I mean, the clock has already run. We're almost already lost a minute here in the third quarter without one single play from scrimmage.
So we kick it off a second time. This time a clean kickoff. It'll be fielded at the 7. Running up the middle. Running into his own blocker and ultimately down at the 28.
I mean, and you know, it was a good run. It was a good start to that kickoff return. He actually had a lot of space out to his left. He just didn't see the holes that were propped open there. Good job by Timpview to just keep him contained there, keep this kickoff return minimal as well.
Tried to make that cut, just couldn't make it sharp enough to miss his blocker. And as we mentioned, it's a running clock the entire second half. The clock only stops on timeouts and scores.
Exactly. Looks like Cedar Valley's starting quarterback and starting unit is back out there as well. And that is Christensen back there.
So 1st and 10 from the 28. He sets on a delayed handoff and just gets mauled.
I mean, and a partner, if that does not epitomize just how much Timpview has dominated the line of scrimmage tonight, that is the epitome of everything that has happened tonight. Defensively, offensively, Timpview has controlled the line of scrimmage. It has been tackles for loss on defense. It has been long runs on offense. And, you know, Rasmussen, the quarterback, had all day to throw in the first half, while Christensen on the other side here for Cedar Valley has been running for his life all night.
The starting defense still out there for Timpview. Maybe they'll go half a quarter or so as Christensen sets and fires deep over the middle. It's caught for about 9-10 yards. Solid play. First time he's really had time in the pocket, and he shows his ability there.
Exactly. Good rhythm throw for Christensen. You know, he put the ball right on his receiver, gave him the chance to catch it. Receiver did a good job of holding control after the big hit there as well. Puts them in a 3rd and manageable. They're not stuck so far behind the chains here. Gives them a chance to actually get a first down conversion here.
So 3rd and 4 upcoming. Excuse me, it's 3rd and 3 from the 35. 38 is the line to gain as men go in motion. Under 9 to go in the 3rd. Under pressure, escapes and gets there. Great play. Flags fly after the play.
Great job by Christensen to avoid the pressure in the pocket there. I mean, once again, he was under siege very quickly, but he broke the contain, was able to get to the first down marker. We'll just have to wait and see what the penalty is here for.
It's a defensive penalty that'll add to the run.
And great way to start. A great start to the half for Cedar Valley here. They had to find some kind of offensive rhythm. You know, that way they don't put their defense in such a terrible position to begin with. Great start here, whether it's on the ground with the runs and as well as Christensen with his arm.
1st and 10 from the 44. Early third quarter. Trips to the left, Twins out right for Cedar Valley. And the Laws comes and joins Christensen in the backfield. Handoff to Laws out to the left. And makes a couple men miss, runs through tackles and downed after about 7 yards. Tough run.
And that is one of Laws' better runs of the night. He took the contact early on. He did not get stopped with the initial contact. Forced a couple of other Timpview defenders to come over and tackle him. Great first play of the drive. Again, these are the type of plays you need to keep your drives alive. Negative plays, especially against a Timpview team like this, are not going to cut it. That's a great start to this drive. I mean, this has been arguably the best-looking offensive drive that Cedar Valley has so far put together tonight.
Some adjustments made at halftime, paying early dividends. As we've got 2nd and 3 from the 49. Handoff, running through tackles, up past the first down. Laws with another 7-yard carry.
And once again, breaking tackles up the middle, but you know, the delays on the handoffs are not so much. They are just going straight power smash mouth football right up the gut against this Timpview defensive line. That offensive line, the run blocking, has improved drastically here in this second half, giving Laws actual lanes to run through, giving him the ability to showcase what he can do with some green grass.
Some grit being shown by Cedar Valley as they've come out with some new life. 1st and 10. Christensen looks to his left, and it's batted up in the air, hangs out there forever, and ultimately falls incomplete.
Oh, that right there is a heart stopper for Cedar Valley. You get this drive going, ball gets tipped at the line of scrimmage, you lose the ball in the air, and fortunately it does reach the ground untouched by anybody else. That could have been a disaster for Cedar Valley.
So this running clock has already got us at about 6.5 minutes in the quarter, and we've just started.
This is still the initial drive of the third quarter.
2nd and 10. Christensen looking downfield under pressure, escapes.
Great escape.
And throws over the middle, too high, and that should have been picked off.
That should have been intercepted.
Would have been the easiest interception.
And he had room.
Of Taylor's life, but ultimately dropped it.
I mean, there are not many easier catches you can make as any player on a football field. But you know what they say, if you can't catch, they make you play defense. And unfortunately, that was true here in this specific. I do want to point out, though, Christensen did a great job of avoiding the pressure there early on in the play. He took a shot after making that throw. Fortunately, the pick gets dropped. They get another shot at life here.
His man was open over the middle, just too much heat on it. Under pressure, didn't quite get set.
Exactly.
A rush throw, and it'll happen to you as it's 3rd and 10. From the 41, handoff up the middle. Flags fly as he's down after about 6 yards. Flag in the backfield. This one's probably coming back if it's accepted.
Yeah, it is a 4th down, so I'm interested to see what Timpview does here. My guess is with the offense actually showing some signs of life here, they're going to accept them, force them to get that yardage back once again. Timpview's defense has been a little bit on the heels here in this drive. Great adjustments made by their opponents here to be able to actually get some offensive yardage going, some offensive momentum here. Whether or not it'll affect the finale in this game here, it's great momentum that they'll be able to carry into their next game for Cedar Valley.
So ultimately it was not an offensive holding like we initially thought. It's a defensive penalty that moves it. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. First red zone visit of the night. 4:35 to go in the third. Cedar Valley trying to get on the board as they throw it quick to the right. Ball was too low and it's dropped.
And that might be the first throw that Christensen had where he just threw it low, and he had virtually no pressure on him. The line was holding up very well. It was just rushed. He did not set his feet there. Unfortunately, threw it too low for his receiver to make a play there. But at this point, this is 4-down territory for this team.
An underrated storyline of the night. If Timpview escapes this quarter, without getting scored on. That will be 7 quarters of football played without a single point this defense has given.
That is just such an impressive stat to have as any defense at any level.
So 2nd and 10. Under pressure, dumps it off, and ultimately down after 2 is Laws on the short screen.
Yeah, setting up the screen there, the Laws. The blockers were there initially, but most of the defense read that very well. You know, they covered him up after a minimal gain. 3rd down coming here for Cedar Valley. Interested to see, they've actually run quite a bit on 3rd down here, whether it's just a quick zone up the middle. Love to see what they're actually going to try to do here, if they're going to run to set up a 4th down, or if they're going to take a shot deeper, potentially into the end zone here.
3rd and 8 in the red zone. The first time tonight for Cedar Valley trying to get on the board. 3:10 to go in the 3rd. Christensen sets and fires to the end zone. He's open.
Just
but
unable
couldn't
to make
hang on.
Oh, that was Christian. I know that's an incomplete pass, but that was his best throw of the night. He gave his receiver a chance in the end zone there. Unfortunately, he was unable to come down with the ball. He was double covered, but Christensen only put it in a place where his man could get it. Unfortunately, that was Luke Ballard who was unable to make the catch in the end zone there.
The hit as he came down ultimately jarred it loose. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
And at this point in the game...
Excuse me, it's a 1st down. There's a penalty in there.
Oh. We apologize for missing the penalty flag there. But as my partner said, it is 1st down, new life here in the red zone for Cedar Valley.
Some penalties we didn't see from the first half of Timpview biting them. It's 1st and goal from the 9. Christensen rolling to his right and sacked.
I mean, what a play by the defensive lineman. That is number 20 for Timpview, Pua Muunga, the senior defensive end. And he burst through that offensive line, cut Christensen off as he was rolling out of the pocket, never stood a chance.
Impressive play. Most times when the quarterback runs out to the right, there's not much of a chance of a sack, but he broke through that line immediately, and just not much that Christensen can do.
No, just that is more of an impressive play by the defender more than anything. Muunga once again on the sack there.
2nd and goal from the 17. Handoff up the middle for Laws. Stuffed after a gain of 3.
And once again, you know, Cedar Valley, their running game, they like to run on these earlier downs to give them more manageable 3rd and 4th downs. Minimal gain there, but again, they're just trying to inch closer to the end zone. Timpview's defensive line was up to the task there, though, keeping them the gain very minimal for them as well.
So with 14 yards to go to the end zone, you can't settle for a dump off here.
You can't.
You have to throw it deeper down the field, something they haven't done much tonight. As Christensen looks downfield, scrambles out of the pocket, throwing it out of bounds, just had to get rid of it as no one was open.
Great coverage downfield by the defender. Looked like he was potentially trying to throw a fade to his receiver in the corner of the end zone. Unfortunately, coverage was too good there. I'm interested to see. It looks like they're bringing out the field goal unit here, just trying to put some points on the scoreboard here as the time is slowly beginning to run out here in this 3rd quarter.
So we've got 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter because of this running clock. It's one drive that took over 11 minutes. If this is good, Timpview will have made it almost 7 quarters of scoreless play.
And this is the first field goal attempt we've seen all night, so I'm interested to see how both teams respond.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. With 12 seconds to go in the 3rd, the time will run out before we can reset. The score going into the 4th will be 40-3. The first points given up by Timpview since playing at Centennial in California in week 4.
I mean, that is just an impressive stand there by Timpview's defense over the couple of weeks. And once again, they had a defensive penalty stand them up at the 10-yard line. The drive finished at the 17-yard line. Over 3 plays, they lost 7 yards. Great stand by the defense there to force the field goal out of Cedar Valley. But Cedar Valley does manage to get on the board here, thankfully not being shut out.
So when we come back to start the 4th, it's a 37-point lead for Timpview. Welcome back to Thunderbird Stadium, start of the fourth quarter. The running clock, as we said, it starts even before they kick. It's once the ref blows the whistle. So
yeah, once the ready for play is given, the clock begins to run.
As we kick off and send it into the end zone, Timpview will take over from their 20-yard line, and they will send the starters out.
Interesting decision here by the Timpview coaching staff. I know you always want to get, it is homecoming, and you want to keep the energy high for the offense, but if there's one thing you don't want to risk is potentially one of your players getting hurt, especially one of your playmakers. This is especially, again, a 37-point lead, clock running in the fourth quarter. You call it a good game. They look they do have Rasmussen back out there on the field. Probably just going to try to keep it on the ground here. A lot of running heavy plays as well.
So 1st and 10 from the 20. Rasmussen rolling to his right, dumps it off quick for a 4-yard gain.
And that was to number 21, Abraham Ogata. First time calling his name tonight, the senior wide receiver.
And when you're the third or fourth option on a team, usually it's because the other guys are just simply like way. There's so many athletes that Ogata can get it all done. It's just he's got SEC receivers out in front of him as Rasmussen rolls out to his left and dropped after 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't follow Timpview too much, once again, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Timpview has 2 twin brothers, Jaron and Keelan Pula, who both have offers from Alabama,
and they're juniors.
And they're juniors, exactly. Obviously they have offers from local colleges as BYU as well, but the Alabama really sets the standard for what colleges are seeing in those 2 wide receivers.
2 athletes that can play both ways as Rasmussen turns around and hands it off. Up the middle goes Gregory. He stopped before the line to gain. So a 3 and out for Timpview as conservative play just gets to him.
Just gets to him, exactly. And this will be the first punt of the night for Timpview. The only time they have not scored in this game was when they were held up in the red zone by Cedar Valley's defense on a 4th and goal. So this will be the first time we see the punter. Looks to be number
37.
37, that's going to be Luke Thornock.
He's their kicker as well. He takes the snap and sends it high. It's a shank. That's maybe a 20-yard punt, and it takes a Cedar Valley bounce. Timpview just jumps on it after a 5-yard roll. Out to the 36 as Cedar Valley is going to set up.
I mean, partner, that's going to end up being about a 13 to 14-yard net gain here for Timpview. So poor punt on the night here. Probably the only thing that has not gone well for Timpview tonight.
So something the coaches can work on, other than these penalties that they've had in the second half.
Exactly.
But like we said, everything's gone Timpview's way. Outcome is pretty much already decided as 40-3 as the clock rolls under 8.5 minutes to go here in the fourth.
And great starting position here for Cedar Valley. First time starting in their opponent's actual side of the field.
Cedar Valley sending out the backups. That's Landon Johnson, the backup quarterback in the game, as he's under pressure immediately and taken down.
That is just another great play by this Timpview defensive line. That is number 20, once again, Pua Muanga. And, I mean, what else can we say about this defensive line that has not already been said? They have controlled the line of scrimmage throughout the night, whether it's rushing the passer or stopping the run. Cedar Valley's offensive line has had no answers for that physicality up front.
So, one play in, Landon Johnson just welcomed to high school football.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
So, here we go. 2nd and 15. Johnson, quarterback keeper out to the right, tries to make a couple men miss, will ultimately just get to the line of scrimmage before black jerseys are everywhere.
Tacklers led by number 44 there, that is Fatu Muanga. Unclear if he is related to the other Uwanga, number 20 on the defense there, but either way, great play there for little to no gain, as well as 3rd and long is upcoming here for Cedar Valley.
We roll near 7 minutes with this running clock. 3rd and 16. He lost 1 on the quarterback keeper. Johnson takes a snap, looking to his right, fakes the screen and throws it deep. Man's got to step it, overthrew him, flags fly. Quarterback doing a little too much. It'll be a pass interference, bailing out the Cedar Valley offense.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought it was great coverage all the way up until the end. You could see the corner panic just a little bit, got to hold a little bit of that jersey, causing the flag here. And so that, if it's pass interference, I believe it's a 10-yard gain. That was number 25, Taimani Tella, on the flag there for Timpview.
So an automatic first down on a 15-yard penalty, pass interference.
So it looks like it's actually going to be third down. From what I understand, defensive pass interference is not automatic first down. I learned this the hard way, actually, a couple weeks ago. In Utah high school football, defensive pass interference is not an automatic first down.
A difference between high school and college.
But it will be 3rd and 1, so 15 yards more manageable for this Cedar Valley offense.
And how impressive is it for your defense to be able to give up a 15-yard penalty and still not give up the first down?
Honestly, that is just unreal in today's game.
Ooh, flags fly. We're going to get either an encroachment or a false start. It's encroachment, another defensive penalty on Timpview.
And I just would love to shout out number 54 for Cedar Valley here, Carlos Marquez. Get that man a Grammy, excuse me. Get him an Oscar. What a performance as he got touched there, and he just flop of the century.
Ultimately, giving them that first down.
But, you know, at this point, you got to get the yards however you can get them. If it's by penalty, it's by penalty. That means the other team did something wrong.
As Johnson hands off to number 8 there for Cedar Valley.
Once again,
Laws on just yet another carry. He's been very busy tonight. One of their few offensive bright spots other than the penalty flag.
Exactly. And I mean, but once again, that Timpview defensive line holding them up near the line of scrimmage for no gain.
2nd and 10 from the 22. Johnson with Laws to his left hip, trips to his left, single wide out right. Takes a snap, looking to his right and throwing to the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! What a play! That's number 4, Jace McClellan, went down with injury earlier in the night. And comes back for a touchdown.
I mean, what a catch. And that was a really good back shoulder throw as well by Johnson. But you have to give credit as well to number 17 on the coverage there. That wasn't bad coverage. That was just a better catch by McClellan there to give Cedar Valley their first touchdown of the night. And, I mean, not a lot of bright spots for this offense, but that pitch and throw right there by Johnson and McClellan, surely the highlight of the night for Cedar Valley.
Backup quarterback comes in and throws a touchdown here in the second half as the PAT is up and good. 40-10.
And right here, 40-10, I mean, we're under 4 minutes left to go in the game, but that is the type of offensive momentum that Cedar Valley has been searching for all night. It probably won't save them tonight, but it is good momentum they can carry into next week with their future matchups as they look to get offensive momentum continued.
The clock continues to roll, under 3.5 minutes here in the game. 30-point lead for Timpview. Cedar Valley's come out. You have to give credit to the coaching staff, able to keep these players motivated. When you're down 40 points, it's hard not to be dejected, showing no signs of dejection, still got the fight in the game, doing everything they can to get some momentum carrying into next week.
Yeah. And I understand there's a lot of backups in the game, especially for Timpview right now, but Cedar Valley has looked like the better team. They had a long offensive drive in the third quarter, ending with the field goal. They also just got the touchdown here. We've only seen one drive of Timpview, which was a quick 3-and-out.
So Timpview may be a little complacent here on homecoming night, up 30. As a line drive kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Timpview's offense will come in 1st and 10 from the 20, looking to put this game away. 2.5 minutes ago, up by 30.
And we will be right back with you after this timeout.
So Timpview offense coming out, backups in across the board. Number 11, Sokai Anston, the running back in at quarterback, throws a quick screen pass out to the right, making men miss and ultimately out of bounds. Tackled inbounds after 14 yards. Impressive run.
Number 26, Wilkerson on the catch and run there. I mean, if you're Timpview, I guess, the aggression, that's just part of who they are. They're going to continue to push until that clock strikes 0 as they line up in the shotgun once again.
Anston fumbles the snap. It went over his head, picks it up, and trying to make a play out of it. Flags fly. It's going to be a face mask.
I mean, tough break there for Cedar Valley. They had him dead to rights in the backfield there. Unfortunately, unable to bring him down and then committing that face mask penalty. Certainly, coaches on Cedar Valley side will not be happy about that.
Clock rolling. Under a minute to go here in the fourth. As we'll see probably just one more play.
With this running clock, I mean, time has gone by very quickly. This is only Timpview's second drive of the second half.
So 7-second difference between the game clock and play clock. This will probably be it as Anston takes the snap and hands it off. Up the middle, out to the right. Breaking tackles for a first down gain. 11-yard run for number 16 of this Timpview offense.
And that should be our final play of the night here, although Timpview is lining up quickly, potentially looking to get one more play off before the end of the game.
Coach is waving off this Timpview offense, saying, let's just send this thing out of here. Your final score here in Provo, Utah, in Thunderbird Stadium. The Timpview Thunderbirds on homecoming night, 40. Cedar Valley, 10.